has come. For 300 years, we prepared, we grew stronger. While you rested in your cradle of power.
So Kevin Conroy voicing some opinions over on Twitter, which you're not allowed to do unless it's the right opinion. Let's get that clear. You're not allowed to have anything other than the majority's opinion over on Twitter. And by majority, I mean the few hundred or thousand or so people that tweet hundreds of times a day that push the algorithm to pretty much promote what they say. So he made the mistake of trying to have some common sense, and they're trying to cancel him and smear him for it. It's the typical thing. It's happened to Hugh Jackman yesterday. I did a video on that, and a few other people, just for voicing some solidarity and, wanting people to come together and just have like peaceful protests and stuff. That's not allowed. You have to be extreme all the time or something. I don't get it. So Kevin Conroy made a couple of tweets here. Protest is a right, looting is not. How does stealing a widescreen TV avenge anyone's passing? How does torching a store it took people a lifetime to build avenge anyone? Save our cities. Then he made this tweet where he said, this is how we come together. He's sharing a clip where in Flint, Michigan, the sheriff decided to walk with the protesters and join them and wanted to turn it into an event that meant something. And for the most part, a lot of this stuff got lost. No one really wanted to talk about it because you're not allowed to have any other opinion. Anything pro-blue is seen as a terrible thing right now. Like everyone's bad, which I think is stupid. There's, of course, good police and there's for sure some bad ones, but that doesn't mean they're all bad. I really hate that opinion. But if you have that opinion and you go on Twitter, and if you're prominent, like Kevin is, they're going to come after you. And I think that's ridiculous, especially when you go and you look at his Twitter and you see that he, in some ways, lines up with a lot of them. Here he is talking about the Orange Man and so on and so on. But because he doesn't want to see cities get destroyed, apparently that's a problem. I agree with him. What does setting a building on fire prove to anyone? If anything, to me, it looks bad. And because people don't want riots and any of this stuff. And here's what blows me away about all of this, okay? When it comes to what happened to Floyd and the way that guy treated him and kneed his neck like that, nobody cares for that. This is one of the few times that everybody mostly seems to agree that this is bad, okay? This is the perfect time for you to get your message out there. Instead of doing it peacefully and, in a way that everyone will listen, and said, we're burning stuff down and saying that this is the way, and if you disagree, well, now you're racist. What a way to blow an opportunity like that. That's what really blows me away out of all this. It's like you're ruining it. And this isn't what the dude wanted. This isn't what his family wants. And to be honest, I don't even think what's going on right now is even about the guy anymore. It's just turning into craziness because I think people have just been inside too long. And then you've, of course, got very organized and very well-managed groups of super, super woke left people going out and trying to hijack everything. So Kevin made some pretty milquetoast tweets about it, in my opinion. They're right in the middle. He seems to line up with what a lot of these people would want in a blue check mark, but apparently that's not enough because if you go to the tweets and you look at it, of course, you see people saying, not justifying looting, but I find it interesting that people are more upset about and angry about people stealing a TV than an innocent people being taken out. Well, the people that are doing that are hijacking everything, okay? And it doesn't even seem like it's about the message that it should be, at least to me. You see a lot of people here trying to smear him, and it's pretty disgusting. There are some people in here saying, common sense and so on, But I see stuff like this. You call it looting, I call it payback. You know, and so on and so on. You see it for the other tweet over here, which isn't as bad as the other one, because this one came on the 31st. Things have really popped off over the past couple of days, but this one really had a lot of nasty takes on it, and it's unfortunate to see. It's like, oh, we should just destroy Kevin Conroy now. So I find it funny. Like, so look at this diagram right here. Like, you're not allowed to be right here in the middle on things. You're not allowed to. You got to be in one of the more radical ones, which is not going to work to bring everyone over to your side. I got to tell you. And it's just funny. If you look at his timeline, like I said, you see him saying, hey, you know, protesting is okay, all this stuff. He's clearly, from what I can see, supporting what the message should be. But I just find it really funny that if you say, hey, I don't like all of this crazy, you know, anarchy, then you're apparently a terrible person, which is not going to win anybody over. So, I don't know. This is a very interesting time that we live in right now, and I just think it's crazy that you're not allowed to have an opinion that makes sense. You're not allowed to have common sense, it would seem, to me anyway, looking at this. You're not allowed to have common sense or want rational discussion or anything like that. If you do want that, well, now you're apparently a racist, and you are part of the problem. And like I said, all his views line up with what the crazy woke Twitter mob wants. He's got some bad orange man tweets in there, all that stuff, but common sense, wanting peaceful protest, that's apparently a huge problem and a no-no. So we'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to keep watching this stuff because I think, you know, people don't deserve to be targeted for having common sense posts like this. So I think he'll be okay. He's not getting it as hard as like Hugh Jackman's been getting it over the past couple of days. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. Leave me your comments. What do you think about all of this? How does it make you feel that common sense is apparently now racist? Give me your thoughts on that. Also, if you would, throw a like up. Make sure you're sharing the video. That's also pretty cool and helpful. Also, if you would, make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.